Welcome to the Utah State Board of Education Behavior Support Team's training on communication passports. We all know that all behavior is a form of communication and that communication delays can result in problem behaviors when not addressed properly. Today, we are going to talk about an easy and effective way to understand a student's communication patterns and respond in a supportive manner. When done effectively, this method can open up a whole new world for a student, effectively becoming a passport into the student's world of communication, their thoughts, their wants, and their needs. My name is Chrisanne Lewis, and I thank you for joining me on this journey today. A communication passport allows school teams to break down communication efforts, no matter how subtle, in order to respond in a way that honors the communication attempt. The passport is developed in collaboration with school teams and families and can be adapted as the student's skills change and develop. It is appropriate for use with students who are non-speaking, students who have limited language, and students who speak but may have trouble communicating their needs. This slide shows one great example of a communication passport that was developed by Assistiveware. This particular worksheet is free and is available on their website. A direct link has been provided at the end of the slides. However, there are many different versions of communication passports, and schools are encouraged to use what works for them, including developing their own. The top of the form is for the student's name. This is where the team would also identify any augmentative and alternative communication devices that the student uses. This would include both high-tech AAC devices, such as cough drop, lamp, or Proloquo to go, and also low-tech devices, such as communication boards or symbol exchange. The next two fields are where the team describes any ways the child communicates. This could include sign language, pointing, or other gestures such as head nods or shakes, words or sounds, pulling a person towards a desired object, or any other consistent or emerging methods the child uses. It is particularly important to include family members at this step, as family members may identify communication methods that the school staff have missed. The second box is used to identify the student's preferred topics. This is important to know so that school staff can use these topics to connect with the child and facilitate communication development. From a behavioral perspective, these topics are also strengths that the team can use to motivate and engage the child. The final section is for breaking down the student's communication, interpreting it, and describing how their communication attempt should be responded to. In the first column, the team should define the student's communication behaviors in very specific, objective, and measurable terms. It is important to be as specific as possible here, as subtle differences in communication can mean very different things. For example, rather than saying Manny makes noise and shakes his head, you should say Manny moves his head rapidly from side to side, accompanied by a high-pitched screech. It may be helpful to film the student's behavior so that all team members have a common understanding of what this looks like. The second column is where the team interprets the student's behavior. Again, use specific, measurable, and objective terms. Be specific about what is said and done. For example, when Manny moves his head rapidly from side to side, accompanied by a high-pitched screech, it means that he's excited about what is happening or that he wants more. This step is critical to help staff respond appropriately. If Manny's behavior was misinterpreted as distress, they might respond in a way that would increase the likelihood of challenging behaviors. If they stopped the activity because they thought he was upset, he might become frustrated and try other behaviors to encourage the activity to continue. His communication attempts might also decrease since they are not being reinforced. The final column describes how adults should respond in order to encourage further communication attempts and also to shape them if needed. Remember that the description should be specific and descriptive enough so that any person could read it and know what to do. Be specific about what is said and done. This response will let the student know that their communication attempt was understood. This is also where staff should reinforce behaviors they want to see or teach alternative behaviors. This is also where staff could shape future behaviors or communication attempts. Adults should start by acknowledging the communication. In this case, they might say to Manny, "You're telling me that you are excited." Then reinforcement is offered. In this case, continue the activity or offer more. Communication passports can be an effective way to teach and reinforce functional communication. When done correctly, they can also help reduce problem behaviors as staff shape problem behaviors into appropriate communication. Communication passports should be developed with a full multidisciplinary team, including parents, and should be shared with all adults who work with the student. This allows all adults to respond in a consistent manner, including new staff or substitutes, thus increasing success for the child. As communication increases, behaviors often decrease. Thanks for watching this video, and please reach out with any questions.